threatening his A site very heavily, just running straight up the ramp. And there's 5 players here on the CT side. Nadeking, if he can back himself away, would have been nice to have, but a couple kills come out for Sponge. But Letney with the dualies is just a massive nuisance. 3 kills come out so rapidly, and Kasu is the only one that slips the net, only able to find the 1 kill so far, but the bomb drops so far away, and they know exactly where she's positioned, can find TI last year. So they've definitely got their hearts in the right places. Check out all the banners below to make sure you check out 1xBet and what they have on offer. I think Goat Media is the promo code you want on sign up. Well, force buy here for Nadeking. Lackey's got the kill onto Henry G, who over-pushed. Looking for information, hoping that they can stack in towards this B bomb site. And now because they got that kill, they start to divert, but Lord gets caught in transition, so an equalizer found.
Aggression through on the drop side with those barrels, of course, that were put into the map a while back, allowing the CTs to systematically and more comfortably boost their way in. Loba now backing off with the flashbang. He can hear footsteps above him. Stands to reason that Nadeking is going to try and end this round on the B side of the map. And now they're pushing out onto the platform. Cat, though, comes out second best. It's Kasu with the Deagle, who gets a second as well. And now the chicken coop for Letney is going to try and be his reprieve, but Lackey returns the favor. Suddenly, out of nowhere, this round explodes in the face of Loba. And Acor last man standing.
These Deegs have just been too heavy for them to deal with. 2 kills from Lackey, 2 kills from Xu, and the Xu kills were fantastic. Completely pry-barred the B-bomb site, and Acor is running away to go save. All that information gathering that they hope to accomplish in the early round comes back to blow up in their faces, and Nadeking answered back immediately. Not exactly how you expect the round to go, but this is also one of the things we remember about older versions of Cobblestone, especially that drop-down area. These pistols, usually Tech 9 rushes in times once past. Blast to get a kill with a shotgun. Look to some of the CT players to get it done, unless you're someone like JW, who runs in with a sawn-off into drop-down. Acor will have the Nova, not exactly the best shotgun in the game, but Henry G has a lot of players coming his way.
That 5-7 can really rattle some skulls, but Lackey, doing his due diligence, checks the angle. Of course, Matrix now no longer available on this version of the map, so there's no fast connection between mid and long side. Some dinks over on the cannons, and now Lackey has picked up another Loba, though, decides to return the favor. It's like, yeah, you used the Deagles against us last round, now have a look what I've got alongside me. The flashes, though, are consistently detonating in his eyes. Can't see anything. Molly now behind him. He has to be forced out, but still lands a Deeg. 3 1-Deegs from Loba, and there's still over a minute left, and a rotation coming in.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for Acor to be able to link up and alleviate that pressure here for Letney, who's trapped behind smokes over at the connector. Oh god, shotgun at this distance. I don't think it'll be able to be enough to find the kill. Some damage onto Nadeking. Might even hoped he pulled the pistol, but Letney found the kill on Xu, trying to keep track on Letney's position. Nadeking needed to clutch and will be offered up 2 players rather quickly. Shotgun at that distance won't do, but Letney finds the trade immediately. 1 bullet would have done him in, but the spray transfer misses, and it will be a clutch for Team Loba.
Oh yeah, and the star player of this round is Loba himself.
They make some good changes, some bad ones too.
Yep.
Oh, only pistols this time. Oh, they wanted the nade stack, and that would have been great if Nadeking were playing inside the drop down, but it's the wrong way around. Look to Loba maybe to do that on their T side to attack that position. Wow, okay. Loba just full spamming straight through that smoke. Does connect on Sponge, and they didn't have a whole lot to come into this round with. He's got so much territory as well. I mean, I don't think Lackey was quite prepared for a duel like that. Acor may have gotten 2 kills, but his presence and the ability to reposition when you push as far as this. Sponge is toying with fire, and there's no way out really for him. If he's going to cross, he would have to jump over and just hope he doesn't get tagged on that cross. Have Henry boosted as well, just where Matrix used to be. Letney baiting for him. Nothing gets past Lackey. He's clearing everything. Every cheeky angle Henry has gone into, Lackey has gone and looked exactly where he is. This time not able to get the kill, but feels like Henry can't get away with anything.
Yeah, that's a really dirty angle. Because the matrix connector side being removed, you now have to check that angle if you're coming around the corner from that specific position. You need a flash or something to precede that. So the dominoes falling into place. Nadeking manages to muster up the strength for one and a post plant, more than likely. Oh,
Peak, and this is a map that you may be able to get away with it on. Some of the long distance fights on other maps.
More aggressive down on middle side. Nadeking so passive behind the hay bales. This is allowing Acor to try and pick off a player or two, and now Kasu has shown her position. Needs to tread very carefully indeed, because Acor, if he's given a chance, he will rip her away in this round. Sponge, though, breaks the deadlock with the first kill in the round.
Frequently being cheeky around the drop side position, Loba finally punished for it, and what we saw on the A side last time over in the heavy rotates, Loba once again try and compensate for lost presence in drop. 3 players still situated round B. Bomb is still hovering around the back of mid though, and they haven't made their decision as to which site to target just yet. They want one more kill to try to incentivize it. Oh, that's a tag right through the chicken coop. Acor is in a really tough spot. Has to go for the reface, and Lackey will find it. Wallbang round the side, and now just creeping up over at long. Keksu as well will clutch back this A site. Bomb can make its way over. Lord has to be very fast-footed about it, and they're through the connector and through the drop area, so no safe passage here for Team Loba, but Nadeking round the corner. It's Letney that deals with it, so maybe another 2 on X to be presented, but 2 on 5 might be too much to chew through.
Yeah, they got a 2v4 last round, but this is definitely a different ball game, retaking on the A site through Murder Hole, aptly named. There's so many choke points you have to try and funnel your way through, and it was never looking good for them. So they have conceded this round, tapped out. Letney trying to save onto this AWP, but he's being pursued very quickly from the T's, who do not want to allow him that luxury. They can't throw too many bodies away themselves, though. It's not like their money is fully stabilized, so this could end up being a little bit too much. But Lackey does catch it,
and there are a number of different positions where you can make use of that on Cobble. That's one of the things that newer maps maybe don't have as much of. Make use of it. Henry already boosted up over on the A side, and there's even spots you can do so on B as well, but Nadeking are rather quick to throw a lot of presence and a lot of HEs over towards drop to try and leave them weak in the knees. Cat trying to creep round, and this boosted spot, oh, not able to spot Cat, tucking her way into the corner on plat, and if they try and go out B, this will be really dangerous.
A smoke now clearing though. They know that Cat is there. This Molotov, or the timing allows Cat to survive. That reprieve is paid in kind with bloodshed as Cat with the M4 sprays down Nadeking. That is the great escape. She was likely to die, suddenly turns it back around, but Kasu elsewhere returning the favor. AK goes in, a minute left on the clock, and although Nadeking doesn't have that much real estate across the map, again, when you lose a player on the CT side, you have to spread yourself quite thin. Maybe they can make the most of this momentary weakness.
Might be about the timing of when Sponge decides to activate on the drop lurk. Has the AWP and Lackey right behind him, and I don't know that's the best position for it. Lackey will make some noise. They swap over weapons as well, just to make sure that Sponge can make use of his HP as best as possible. AWP in his possession. Henry unspotted here on the boost, so we'll be able to get his kill and duck away, no problem. Sponge repositioning late. It's not a problem for Kasu to try and deal with. Has to be the backstab in from Sponge, and he'll find the kill, but bomb dropped on the site in 15 seconds to really recover this, and they are trying to bite off as much of this time as they can, and they'll catch him in transition. I love what they've done here. They've just thrown all their HEs into Loba's drop down, and he's just bombarded them to high hell. Sponge is on 4 HP.
He's not even seen an enemy, and he's on a bullet away from death. Feels bad for the Aussie.
Yeah, that's the new changes coming into old maps. Of course, during the hiatus in this round, do be sure to check out 1xBet. All the banners are below, all the promos that they're running. They want to try and get you on, and they may succeed. There's also the show match option as well. There's going to be a show match at the end of the tournament, and you can get involved as well with your participation. Good kill from Acor, and just punishing the lurking presence of Kasu, who has been holding typically for pushes does allow Henry to take up position and make sure they can't divert back over towards that A side, so they should know that the B side will be targeted.
Considering there's no Molotovs, this position is so powerful, this alcove spot. They can't clear it without peeking, and in doing so, their backs are turned to so many danger areas. And now Cat shows her hand and sprays down 3, snatches the life.
How many nades we've seen being thrown by both sides, very likely. Monumental stuff from Cat, not overplaying her hand in the spots that she's sort of tucking away on that B bomb site. Oh, wait, is that a double tag?
Yeah, he double tagged him, but no kills. Oh, that nade. Oh, the nade. Oh, it doesn't finish them off either. Tags them both. And he dies. Oh, this is a round 8 core. It's going to be so tilted at if they lose it.
That's a nade onto Nadeking as well as the HE, the Kobe challenge as well. So 2 in 1 there from Loba as well, rotating in. But it might not matter. Nadeking have a man advantage and are repositioning over towards B, where Loba were so quick to reinforce that A side presence. Now they're going to be left wanting the fact they vacated the B bomb site so swiftly.
I can't even imagine they like, guys, I double tagged him with the AWP, I tagged him with the nade. No one's dying. How is this a thing? However, it does seem like Nadeking is going to make the most of this from the grave, albeit, but his teammates will, as they are looking to wrap their fingers around a 3rd round now. And in doing so, this forces Loba to make the call to his squad mates, save these guns. With the save, they can afford to buy the next one. If they were to lose these players, that would not be the case.
Yeah, you might have lost the round, but you won the challenge. So, you know, you take your small victories. Loba got 600, the rest of the team 500 extra. And they're still in the lead. Been on the extremities where they're getting punished, but now they'll have a man advantage and can play within the bomb sites.
Oh, that's a rough miss for Acor, but he is afforded the luxury of staying alive, and then while Flashbang takes out Lord, can thank his lucky stars. Maybe he was owed that bit of luck from the previous round, to be fair to him, but his team now will lead by 2 players.
I didn't know that's how luck worked, so you just pay it forward.
Balance in all things, Yumi.
Little yin to your yang. Oh. Critical miss there from Acor, and Lackey gets 2. Cat's been stellar so far, but a missed opportunity. The nade finishes the job, but Sponge activating in from drop and will get just the 1 kill. Thought for sure Letney wouldn't be able to adjust in time. Now the captain has to lead from the front. A 1-on-2 where this bomb is dropped on the site. CTs aren't exactly close enough to link up together though, and
a snake in the grass. A bit of betrayal perhaps for the extra dollars. Guess time will tell. And that was a 5v3 that, due to Lackey's crazy aim, as he said, Cat probably should have been getting that kill. Completely unaware what was going on.
He thought it was wide enough to cover him completely. He thought he was safe. Still learning new things about New Cobble.
Yeah, and that's a fair point as well, right? Like, how many times realistically have any of these players played this map in the last year or two? Probably not once, right? So they are going to be learning that. They'll be picking it up as they go along for sure.
Oh. Cat shooting at ghosts, anticipating that Sponge might peek her from any number of angles and pre-firing into the Oblivion, but 2-on-3 where they are trying to really deal with Sponge that is left to try and hold them off. Diverted. And into the 2-on-2 equal numbers where this is very, very feasible. Even the fact that Letney's low HP, he's got that AWP and can try and put it to good use. Uh-oh.
Oh, I love the idea, the aggression. Maybe feeling even more compelled because of Letney's low HP, but unfortunately it doesn't work out for Cat. She'll be sent to the bench for the time being. Won't have to wait long though, because that bomb is close to detonation, and that will see Nadeking pick up a 4th round. And with the saved AWP, Henry's on decent amount of money. The problem is Acor's at $0. So it's going to be a very scrappy buy, if any kind of a purchase that's picked up here. And
in a good enough position to even toy with that idea. Oh, didn't even see that Sponge hit the timing shot there. That usually it's been over towards long. Run boost is great, but Letney misses the timing. And now they're trying to close in on the gap because Lackey knows he's being held. The tag and the bag there from him and Cat. And oh, headshot onto Nadeking as well brings him so low, but it won't be enough.
That was some beautiful P250 aim from Cat though, like dinking the first player, then instantly switching to the second player, dinking them as well. She did a lot of damage in that little encounter. Unfortunately, though, for Team Loba, it will be falling into a 2-on-3 stacked against them. There is a Zeus in play. Acor has that up his sleeve. Loba with the deagle.
It's a ratty angle.
Gets checked, though.
I think he was good. I think he was like he kind of hit himself from the peak, but decided he wanted to take the little crack peak angle, and they were very ready for that. If he hit behind the barrel completely, maybe there was a chance. There's a gap underneath those doors. I don't know that I ever noticed that before.
Tiniest of gaps, but it's going to be used more for Acor to get that split-second extra intel if someone pushes around the corner. Obviously, he's setting up to save this AWP. Now, with the economic situation's not as bad as I was expecting for this last round. I think Loba may be in a bit of trouble, but the rest of the team should be able to rummage together a decent buy. I also think, this is going to be very CT-sided for the duration of this tournament, because I don't think many players are going to have those nades, those protocols locked into position. So I would say 5 or 6 rounds for Nadeking, all things considered.
There's a lot of different win conditions, different way you can sort of spin the momentum and how many rounds being squad. It'll be a lot of problem solving, I imagine, if things go wrong in the early stages. The challenge is go over towards that A bomb site and plant the bomb. Guys, it's A. But right now, guys, it's B. I mean, there's 4 in proximity here for Nadeking on the attack.
Oh yeah, they know the importance of this round. Being 9-6 behind, pretty solid position to be on the T side. Don't want to throw this round away. Cat, though, ever present. I think it's safe to say it's been one of the best performing players so far in this map. She's been so good on this platform side. Using that smoke to her advantage, falls back into position, and it's going to dwindle momentarily. There's still a minute left on the clock, and still plenty of utility as well. Nadeking and the rest of his team starting to toss that into platform, making sure the Cat is not in the alcove once more. Now they can focus their attention onto the backside of the site as they come round with flashes, but the flash does more harm than good. A well-placed one. Cat's been here before, didn't have much success last time, but this time it's a 1-for-1. Lackey comes out though, known for his entry fragging, showing us why with 2. 3 play 3, but the T's have already spilled out onto the site.
And catching the rotate as well as dealing with Loba, it feels like Henry was waiting to get activated as well, rotating away from that A bomb site. Now a 1-on-3 that Nadeking should not allow a 6th round.
His team anticipating that this map could have come into play. Maybe they do have some grenades up their back sleeve. Lord's woes continue. He had a great round in the last one, but overall he's been found wanting a fair few times, and Loba now with the advantage.
4 and 5, and they have made some noise as well over towards the long side. So they are suspicious, but not suspicious enough to pull extra players away from B. They do have Xu sat in the same cubby that we had Cat have a number of good performances at, and now they look for some information. Acor finds the double dink on Nadeking, and that's not ideal. Remember, I think the go plant the bomb on A challenge is still active, so we may even have a little bit of success here for Team Loba, on top of the fact they might just win this round. A 2-on-5 here for Sponge and Xu to try and piece together. Loba will get caught jumping up via the drop room, but not really too much he can do from this position unless he's somehow able to get away with a couple of kills. First kill there, and Sponge will knife him. That's not the challenge, but that will be a lot of pride and a lot of money injected into Sponge's.
Nadeking using the barrels in the middle and that smoke to his advantage. Great 1D. Sue's already shown so many times that she is so very good with this gun. And Nadeking should be getting the drop on Acor, who had no idea. Maybe again showing that inexperience on this map, and with USPs and a mixed match of weaponry, they've got 3 kills. Team Loba are coming apart at the seams.
With USPs, no less. I mean, sure, it's Xu that opens it up with the deagle, but there's still Cat and Letney alive and kicking, and these are the 2 heavy hitters. Loba's been pulling his weight, but Letney's the unsung hero. Lackey, timing's great on the positioning around the fountain on this B-bomb site, and Cat thinks it's all clear. Instead, just a sitting duck. 1-on-3 now presented here for Letney.
The enemy team involved, I guess. But yeah, I don't think you can in a position that's necessarily useful. I wouldn't expect to see that one coming, if I'm being honest, but Cat's already been eradicated anyway.
Oh, Lackey looked so ready for that fight, but Acor ducked. Shorter than Lackey remembered him.
top has been taking control over, but when the smoke's down there, you don't really have much else of the map. May not end up being that useful after all. Smoke out onto Nadeking, forces him away. It does allow them to put in that smoke on the door though, and that's going to make the T's a little bit more scary, but they have lost a secondary player now. So Cat and Henry G both going grey for the time being. 55 seconds left. Acor desperately needs an entry, desperately needs to try and turn the tides of this round, but instead he gives his back to Nadeking, who will oblige with the headshot.
Lord is just waiting for Loba, and oh, he can't protect Sponge, gets overwhelmed. Oh, a lot of missed shots there from Lord, but finally puts it together. Sponge is probably not too happy about how he died. Melhores once again a 1-on-3 that is being watched for by Nadeking, but not one out this time over. Bomb drop bottom middle, and he can go back to retrieve that, but Kasu's on a flank, and that smoke will help mask the noise presented by the steps she made. Melhores trying to escape. 15 seconds, and actually just watching for it, Kasu got lost inside the smoke and was way more exposed than I think she thought she was. And Lord is all that remains. HP certainly favoring him, but round the boxes, Melhores can't get the last kill. Lord will take it, and so Nadeking get off to another round.
Oh, is he looking for an AWP? I assume he's looking for an AWP.
This might just be taking a little bit too much time off the clock. He has 5 seconds to defuse. He does have a kit, so it's not like he doesn't have the time. But
yeah, it's going to be all right.
Didn't find what he was looking for, clearly.
Yeah, I have to assume he was looking for the AWP to try and save.
Yeah, a little too far. And I
in the victory lap, he got the clutch. Just wants to soak it all in, enjoy his moment, I guess. But yeah, that was the moment. By the way, I'm not sure what happened there. I assume he got tagged by Acor's AWP.
I feel like Loba remembers a lot about how to take and maintain drop control. Still in the pool when he was on the come up, I think. Actually, it was removed quite a while ago, so that may not even be true.
Loba has been around for a while as well, though. I think it will be a map he's certainly played a lot of in the past.
It's like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Oh, that position. It's a really good angle for a one and done, but you typically want 2 players there so that you can bait and switch. You saw the issue for Kasu. She gets caught, she gets fragged, and now long control's been completely vacated. Sponge picking up the AWP and is putting it to use, but Henry G and Melhores come together. Tag team 1 in for 2. And now Lord, posted at the back of the site, has multiple angles he can try and frag down. And Nadeking's gone unchecked. I don't think they realize he's in this position right now. And that could be what seals the deal for Nadeking. He has to play his cards right, but he does have the element of surprise.
Yeah, no smoke to try and conceal this plant either. So out in the open, this A side doesn't have a whole lot of coverage. They have no idea where he is.
That weapon, as you highlighted before. Speaking of the man, can he deliver with a 5-7 with the sidearm? He's going to get the opportunity, and he completely splatters Loba, goes in for seconds, but will be punished. A good bit of impact, though, to kick the round off for Nadeking.
Yeah, catching Loba off guard, considering he's had that territory for free in so many rounds as well, so Sponge mixing it up. And you're right, Sponge has been playing very solid. One of the in-game leaders, and one of the players that I think a lot of people will look to have put the oceanic scene on the map. Attended multiple majors with Vox, Eminor, and Renegades. Now more known for his casting, especially if you're a newer viewer to CS. Or analyst work. Maybe you jumped in a little bit earlier than that. 3-on-4 for Loba to piece, and they find one of the players over towards long, but there is another player tucked in. Nadeking trying to play bait, but Henry G doesn't bite. Lackey inside of the smoke trying to catch them on the plant, but Acor's covering and watching that smoke. Lord is well found and tagged by the Acor AWP.
In all kinds of trouble here, looking at the entries from Henry G. Springing to action, solid work from him on the AK on those cannons, and Acor with the simplest.
But we've seen some good deagle work. We've seen a lot of these upgraded pistols, in fact, get a number of kills, so even with that in mind, there could still be real fight here on Team Nadeking still. They've just been so much more controlling, I think, on this T side. Loba have been far more threatening in the way that they take map control have been spreading out across the map, and Loba's a big reason why. It's a constant threat from drop.
Yeah, he's been so aggressive. He's just brute forcing his way into drop time after time. And although Lord puts up a valiant attempt, it's a one and done, and that will not be good enough on the side of Team Nadeking, because now they just have Lackey remaining. I say just, very capable player, but in this kind of a situation, it's unlikely he's going to strike too much gold. 1v2, but he's been dropped down to 39 HP. Wants to try and hunt for that AK, out into the open, and...
Drop room maybe, but only potentially one more round to play that out. Loba close by. Once again, getting caught out by a close player boosted up. You can get there so quick as a CT, and that will be a kill with a nade, not a molly. Nadeking nades, they just hit different. It came from Sponge, but his powers work through them.
Oh, so that's what he brings to the team as well. He gives them a grenade buff. Interesting. Now Let Me out into the open. Very awkward angle that Sponge has to try and stay alive, and only a scout by his side. And there's more numbers coming in, but Acor and Let Me have divided and conquered these CTs. Two players separate Loba, and a third victory, but Sponge removes the head of Letney, not before he's returned fire on, and now Lucky shows his...
Much further along than they anticipated. Had already jumped himself down to Romeo and had it all set in stone. Caught them quick switching as well, so the spray transfer was a must. Get around that box. It's a 1-for-1 duel again, but once he gets that kill,
teammates a little bit easier and identify weaknesses and strengths and place yourself accordingly, you know? Like, I don't want to say that players are like a selfish bunch, but when you're a coach, you really have to have a bigger picture mentality, like be able to look at all of the variables and try and fill in the blanks, so to speak. So maybe that's why we're seeing the coaches doing so well in this tournament.
Yeah, psychoanalysis, perhaps. He's really set like a profile on his players and knows what to give them. Well, a quieter start than rounds prior. Not as many aggressive nades, not as many forward-facing players. Cat will finally break the silence, and it's Lackey's head that rings out for the rest of the squad on Nadeking to reinforce this B bomb site. Sponge and Lord fall just as quickly, so Team Loba have cracked in a 2-on-5 for Kasu and Nadeking to tackle.
Yeah, this looks like it could be the final curtain coming down, and it comes down